again with the. I think I have an audio now. Let me make sure we're cooking here. Just lost it. Alrighty, that should work good. We have audio. Come on, somebody tell me. Oh, good. Thank you, Michael. Alrighty. I dropped the microphone down in the mess on the desk here. Couldn't find it. So, almost ready. Almost. Ah, rush, 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 rush. I'm doing homework really late. Good evening is the frequency in use. Frequency in use. This is my name is Paul K4PEW at Net Control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Nothing heard. If there's any traffic that's of emergency nature, call 911, or they don't answer, or you have no way to do that, call us. We will help. That may be broken at any time for emergency traffic. For information on this net, see us on our website at 146415. It's just like the frequency, 146415.net. Or you can look us up on the Yahoo groups and join us there, MJ_SS. That's what the name of it is on Yahoo groups for Mike Juliet Simplex Society, MJ_Sierra Sierra. Or you can send me an email at K4PEW@ARRL.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. And we conduct the net on 146.415 FM Simplex. Purpose of the net, of course, is to have fun, but also to help everybody figure out how they can operate their shacks better and get out better and hear better and be of service to the community. We invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events, activities, etc. Does anybody have any announcements? All righty. Well, I lost my cheat sheet, but we do have, let's see, this is Saturday, so today is Saturday. Yes, it is. Next Saturday, remember that, next Saturday is the breakfast at 8 a.m. at Barbecuties in Mount Juliet. Don't forget, I will send out reminders, but it's 8 a.m. a week from today. And of course, we have the Tuesday night net is for the, oh gosh, I don't have it written down right here, but don't forget that I'll send out a reminder on that as well. Tuesday night has the net for the emergency preparedness for Wilson County. It's on two different repeaters, 70-centimeter repeaters here in Wilson County. That's on Tuesday nights, and I'll get you the information out on that on the email. And also, of course, Wednesday night's our net, and Thursday night is the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club's Aries information net at 8 p.m. on Thursday nights, and that's on 147.105, a plus offset, and a 156.7 PL. I don't think I have anything else. There are some, I'll send out a reminder on those other Ham Fest as well, which are coming up down the road. There was one today at Cave City, and of course, you can't go to that one because it's already taken place. Anybody else have any other announcements or needs clarification? Nothing heard. Well, then I'll start taking check-ins, and I think this time we're starting. Hold on, I'll figure it out. Yeah, while you're waiting here, go over to YouTube and look me up on YouTube in the search block under either K4PEW or we're going to start by the West. I just noticed, or K4PEW, or Brain Trust, one word, BRAINTRUSTS. You can enjoy seeing me look a little silly here in my less than casual attire. All right, so we're going to be starting on the west today. So this is K4PEW looking for check-ins west of Mount Juliet Road. Please come now.
I'll get it started. KM4YRF.
Hey, you're my passive engineer out there.
So to speak.
Well, just you tell me. I can't tell. I can kind of tell when things work, but it isn't always clear on YouTube that that's true.
Well, I just try to give you a heads up so you know for sure.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's important. Well, very good. Everything going all right for you today?
Everything going great. Today was the last class over at Williamson County. We had a really good class today. They took us to the radio room and got to watch some actual FT8 contacts being made all over everywhere, and that was kind of fun.
Oh, cool. So all that's left now is the crying.
That's right. Next Saturday.
Yeah, but here you were just monitoring, or as they say, what do they call it? What's the right term for it? You're just sitting on a class. I've forgotten.
I was just auditing the class.
That's it. It's auditing. It's kind of a dumb term, but yeah, very good. So you were happy with the class, and you would advocate that for anybody looking to upgrade or get the technician license, right?
I would recommend that class to anybody. Not only do you learn a lot of good stuff, but it's really fun to participate in.
Did you get a certificate of completion?
No, but they did give me a cup of coffee.
Well, that's enough. That's enough for hams anyway. All right, very good. That was Michael, Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. He's in Belshire. He's just was telling us about the class that Williamson County puts on for technician. Did they cover extra as well?
I did the seminar it was actually just a seminar on the math for the extra 2 years ago. I don't think they've done it, but I think they may think about doing that next year.
Okay, so they're doing technician in general. I got you. Yeah, very good. Yeah, highly recommended. They're only going to do that once a year?
Yeah, just once a year. They have it scheduled where you go to the 5 classes, 4 Saturdays in February, 1 Saturday in March, and then the next Saturday they have the test session.
Yeah, and then they have the 10-week remedial session.
Yeah.
All right, very good, Michael. Good to have you in there, and appreciate the report on that. Let's hope that Richard does well next Saturday. He was the one that was most worried about the results. All right, very good. Who else west of Mount Juliet Road? Nothing? Anybody west of Mount Juliet? Davidson County, Pegram, and Memphis. Wow, 1. That's terrible. All right, then we're going to go down to south of 40. Please come down.
KN4 MPV.
Hey, how you doing there, Terry?
Doing good, Paul. How about you?
I always feel like a martyr. I went out on a bicycle at 42 degrees, and I didn't even freeze, but it was cold enough after a little while out there.
Yeah, it feels like it's awful humid out there right now after all that rain, I guess, and stuff. It's actually it feels colder than it really is, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It does to me anyway.
No, I think you're right. It does. It's just a feeling of, and besides, it was a little breezy out too, so that didn't help any. But yeah, it was. Other than that, I'm just glad it wasn't raining. Otherwise, it was a pretty nice day. It was just cooler than I'd like to have it when I'm out there on the bike.
Yeah, from what I hear, they've saved the rain till tomorrow, but maybe it won't be as bad as they're talking. But I hope they've lowered it down a little. We've had enough of that stuff for a while. But anyway, I'm glad everything's going pretty good. Otherwise, there it is here, and so I'll let you hello to everyone and say good reach to everybody, and hope everybody else is doing well. And we'll let you carry on with your net there, Paul. Sound good as always.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I didn't mention to you, but you're doing S8 here into the station. Not as good as Michael. Michael pegs my meter with his really inexpensive antenna up there, but you're doing S8 out of Murfreesboro, so you're doing fine.
appreciate it, Paul. And appreciate all you do there, man. Know you got a lot to do at the house, doing all that too. You're really a go-getter, man. Ain't no doubt. But anyway, we'll get out of here. Let you have it. KN4MPV will be outstanding by this.
I need you to have a signed and notarized statement to that effect and tell my wife. No, it's yeah, see, like I told you, man, an ordinary man wouldn't be able to do it.
That's right. Yeah. You do a good job, Paul. No joke. KN4MPV, well.
Yeah, very good, Terry. That's Kerry, Kilo Mike 4, Mike Papa Victor, and he's in Murfreesboro. And who else we got south of 40?
November Yankee, Bill.
Hey, I'm going to take Bill first. It was like a triple in there. Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee. How you doing, Bill?
Doing just terrific, and I hope everybody else is too.
Oh, yeah. Well, you covered up. Whoever else was checking in, I didn't catch the it was just a big train wreck except for hearing you.
Well, we're all anxious to hear from you. That's what's the problem.
I guess it is. Oh, you got a good signal tonight. You sound great.
Oh, great. 73s to everybody, and I'll back out of here. KM4NN, well, be clear.
Yep, you were pushing about S9 in there. You sound good. Or very good. That's Bill down in also in Murfreesboro. Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee. Great signal. Good to have you in there, Bill. Who else? There was a double or triple left in there, but let's try it one more time.
Kilo Echo 4, Tango Yankee Juliet.
Hey, there's a you jumped right in there. Very good, Jim.
I'm sorry, I was part of the big pileup.
Hey, it happens. You know, this isn't like there's no way to prevent that really if nobody knows the other guy's transmitting.
It's a crapshoot. You know, it's you call for south of 40, and who's ever quicker on the mic. And whenever we try to be polite and listen, nobody keys up.
No, I know it. Sometimes it's like this long delay. No, you did fine, but no, there's no way to avoid that other than everybody tries to give a kind of a pregnant little pause. We don't hear anything, so they transmit, and then everybody transmits at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody's sounding good out here tonight, and I'll let you get back to it because I know they're all chomping at the bit to get on it. So I'll be standing by, KE4TYJ.
Yeah, very good. That's Jim. Thank you, Jim. That's Kilo Echo 4, Tango Yankee Juliet. Good signal on his, I think it's a 10-element beam pointed in this direction when he's in Woodbury, of course. Who else we got south of 40?
And 4 PQX.
PQX. That's KN, right? Kilo November 4, PQX.
That is correct.
No, when you keyed, you actually cut yourself off. I didn't hear the kilo, and so I said, nah, that's Joey. He knows that.
Yes, that is good. I'm glad you remember my name. It gives me a warm feeling on the inside. It really does.
Yeah, me too. It means my brain is still functional.
Well, that's good. Having a functional brain is definitely a positive these days.
Yeah, if you ever notice, I'll tell you some other time, but my what do you call it? The channel is called Brain Trusts, BRAINTRUSTS, and I have an ulterior motive in using that. But yeah, it's funny how that's one of the things in we tend to take our health for granted, but we take our brain for granted even more.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
See, it's one of those parts of the body that's doing a lot of work and it never gets any credit.
Yeah, it runs the whole show, and it runs the whole show.
Yeah, the original microprocessor made out of fat, water, and what else? Little bits of electricity.
It's not very micro, though, is it?
Well, it's one of those. I guess it's one of those. It's a microprocessor with a hard drive that's got a lot of bloatware.
Or a microprocessor from 1970.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just glad it usually works pretty darn good. All right, very good. That's Joey, and he's down in what's called Hermitage, but he's 6 miles south of me on the what do you call it? Percy Priest side of the lake, side of the 171. Good to have you in there, Joey. You sound great. You had a good signal tonight. Which antenna are you using?
The same one as last time. I guess the water got on my coax or something because my signal wasn't fluctuating all over the place, so that's good.
Now you're doing it looked like about S7 in there, so it sounded good. Real good audio, too. Very good. That's Kilo November 4, Papa Quebec X-Ray. That's Joey. Who else we got south of 40?
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
See, there's a man who's never had water in his coax. How you doing, Larry?
I try hard to stay dry.
Yeah, high and dry. Now you sound real good. You didn't have any flooding problems where you live, do you?
Oh no, I'm like you, man. If it's flooded where I'm at, it's over.
I got you. Yeah, if flooded your place, we wouldn't hear from you again.
Yeah, we need the arc.
All right, very good. That's Larry, and he's in Rockville, and that's Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Who at the 40? Appreciate you being there, Larry.
November Delta November low power.
All right, hold on, David Low Power. That's your new last name, David Low Power. I got Eddie in there first, though. That was Eddie W4EBX.
Yeah, hope everybody's doing okay. Had a good time at the Helm Fest. And Paul, thanks for doing the net. Doing a good job there tonight.
I appreciate it. Was it a big event? I didn't hear any reports yet.
Huge.
Really? Was it really bigger than you expected?
Oh yeah, there was a ton of people up there.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I really would have liked to go. I've never gone to Cave City, and I guess a good part of that is that it's inside rather than outside, and they did have a good crowd.
Yeah, they had a big good crowd, so turned out real good.
Glad to hear it. Did you buy more crap you didn't need?
Who told you that?
Everybody.
Always do.
All right, you'll have to fill us in at the breakfast on what you want to get rid of.
Well, I'll be in Tullahoma next Saturday.
Oh, that's right. Tullahoma is next Saturday. Dang. And next Saturday is also the test for Richard and anybody else who is upgrading this coming Saturday. So, all right. Good to have you in there, Eddie. That's Eddie W4. It's Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-Ray, just south of 40 and a couple of 3 miles east of Mount Juliet Drive. And I heard David in there, Low Power David, LPD. KI. I was writing it down here. Very good. How you doing, David?
Oh, I tell you what, if it got any better, I couldn't stand it, Mr. Paul. And how about yourself?
If it got any better, let me see. If it got any better for you, they'd make you head of the Democrat Party in Tennessee.
Hey, you
Say that again.
Looking at you on that screen, and there's hesitation. Sorry about that, but you're trying to start trouble now.
I know. That's why I said it.
Okay, baby Bob, the Tennessee Cat Ranger. You got 2 strikes against you already,
Well, I know the first strike is I'm from north of the Mason-Dixon line. That's always my first strike.
Yeah, that's a big strike, but you can be forgiven and accepted.
Well, I've told you before, I've lived south of the Mason-Dixon line longer than I lived north of it.
Yeah. Well, what they say, God may forgive you, but I won't.
Yeah, very good. Nah, I really do like the South, and I like Southerners, and I like the South. It's heaven compared to much of the Northeast in terms of people. Let's put it that way.
Yes. That delay in the video versus the audio, I can't tell. I'm not putting a signal on you at all.
No, it's sitting there, just sitting on the bottom. But the audio is good and not clear, but it's full readable audio, just a little bit of hash, and but you'd get by fine with no signal on that, and that's on 5 watts.
Yes, sir, it was. I boosted it up, just going to see if I could see a change, and I think I do see a change there.
Oh yeah, you went up to, I think that's about almost S8, so you're doing great.
Okay, Mr. Ball, I certainly appreciate what you do, Rascal, and carry on and 7-3 to everyone on that. Good evening.
Oh, we also got that net coming up on Tuesday for the Rutherford County area's Simplex Net, which I will also send out an announcement for.
Okay, appreciate that, Mr. Ball. We'll see you then. Have a good evening, sir.
Yeah, very good, David. That's David, Kilo India 4 November, Delta November, and he is in Reedyville. Who else south of 40? Please come in.
84 ZGY.
Hey, how are you doing there, Ed?
Well, everything working good. It's been a kind of a dreary old day for us down this way. I hope it's been better for you up north there. Got to throw that north in for you. But good afternoon, one and all there. I'll turn it back to you. KD4ZGY.
Yeah, very good. Now, it was fairly cloudy for much of the day, but at least it wasn't raining, and it wasn't snowing, it wasn't sleeting, and it wasn't super windy.
Yeah, well, there's some better days to come. I think spring is around the corner here, so we've got the worst behind us, I believe.
Well, except for it's supposed to be 23 tomorrow. No, 34 tomorrow morning, then 23 on, I don't know, it was Monday and Tuesday was like 23 and 17 or something like that.
Well, if it gets above freezing in the daytime, I think that's always wonderful.
Oh yeah, no big deal really. As long as, like I say, as long as it doesn't make the road slick, doesn't bother me at all. All right, very good. That was Ed, and he's in Shake Rag down there near Shelbyville, and that's Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee. Appreciate you checking in from so far south. You may be our most southern station, I think. Pretty sure you are, actually. All right, who else we got south of 40? South of Interstate 40, please come now. I heard something break a squelch. Anybody have any relays for me on that, if there was one? All right, then we'll move around to the east of Mount Juliet Road. Hey, Wes, how you doing? How are you hearing to the people tonight? You hearing everybody tonight, Wes?
Oh, sorry. I had somebody double with you. No, I'm actually mobile in Lebanon right now. I heard a few people.
Yeah, I was going to say you have a very clear signal tonight. I thought, man, the conditions are great.
No, just got a line to the horizon. No, everything's good here. Go ahead, KE4TWI.
Very good. That's Wes, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey Indian. He's mobile in the Mount Juliet vicinity. Great signal, but many of you won't be able to hear him because of the mobile issue. Who else south or east of Mount Juliet Road?
India 4 Sierra India Bravo KN4LXH.
Hold on there. Hold on one second. I think I got. I'm sorry, Richard. My mind went stop there for a second. Richard, KI4SIB. Go ahead.
Well, good evening, sir. And the next week's gonna be telling the tale. Next Saturday is the day, and I got some cramming to do. But I hope y'all can say a little bit of a prayer for me because I'm on definitely need it. Hope everybody's doing well and staying warm because the weather's gotten stupid again. Take care, and we'll talk to you when we can. KI4S, I'll be back to that. Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, very good, Richard. No, I think you're going to do fine. I would just, like I said, I think I'd keep going over the questions on QRZ and whatever other study materials you have there to support that, because at least understanding which questions are being presented is half of the battle, I think, just knowing what to expect.
Well, no, you're right, but it kind of helps to know what the answer is, too. So that's the key.
Well, that's the other half, at least being able to say, here's the kinds of questions I have the most problem with, and those are the ones I need to pay attention to.
Absolutely.
All right, very good, Richard. Richard's asking, this is the ham prayer section of the net. Richard's looking for prayers for the Saturday version of his taking the general test for an upgrade, that he'd move up from tenderfoot up to second class scout. So up to general class. We do wish you that you do good on that, Richard. All right, I heard who was in there next? Was that LXH?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Okay, but I haven't really talked to many people. I haven't been anywhere, so not much news going on.
No, news is hard to come by when you don't get out of the house.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, unless you get bills from the healthcare company.
Don't get me going on that. I'm still getting invoices from the accident I had a year ago, November.
Oh, man. Well, I guess I'm going to find out how good this policy is in the next few weeks.
Yeah. Why are you having issues? Are you? You said I forget what you said you were having going. You don't remember you telling me what was going on?
No, my son was in the hospital. He had symptoms of a stroke, but the doctor decided he did not have a stroke. But anyway, done all sorts of tests and so forth.
Oh, I think you did mention that. That's right. I remember you talking to me about that. Yeah, that kind of stuff is weird because it's the body gives off some strange symptoms. I guess is the right way to say that, and you don't always know what they are. I mean, what they mean.
That's true. My body's always giving out symptoms, and I still don't know what they mean.
Yeah, very good. I think I wrote your. Did I write your? I got you. Get you. Dang, I'm getting so confused today. What is the your call again? So I got it right. It's Kilo India 4 LX8, or do I have that wrong?
That's Kilo November 4.
Yeah, very good. I was going to I forget you didn't give us an update on your tower either.
Well, the welding on the tower is pretty much complete. So we're moving to the painting phase. And when the painting phase is over, we'll look for a site to put it on and start digging a hole.
Yeah. Well, see, the best part about when I ask about those things, it keeps whatever it is. When I ask people about antennas or towers, it tends to be I tend to be that prod that says there's other people paying attention to your progress.
Well, that's true. So yeah, I'm anxious to sort of get it up and see what this 20-meter monobander will do. But time will tell, I guess.
Well, you had several things go right. I mean, that you got the tower at a decent price, and you got the rotor working right, and everything's looking up.
Yep. That's true. So hopefully the good luck will continue.
Yeah, very good. Well, that was Jimmy. He's in kind of north. He's up by Lebanon Road, towards Lebanon Road, north of the high school here in Mount Juliet, and that's Kilo November 4 at Lima X-Ray Hotel. Got it right that time, I think. Good to have you in there, Jimmy. And I am looking forward to see how you're going to do on that tower. That'll be great. And you can do net control too, if I have to. If you have to, if I need you, you'll be in a perfect spot. All right, who else? East of Mount Juliet Road. Okay, moving up to north. Please come now. Hey, how did you enjoy the Ham Fest there, Steve?
It wasn't as great a turnout. You had quite a few people, but there wasn't as many vendors. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Eddie here, W4EBX said it was a good crowd.
Yeah, it was a very good crowd. I hung around till about 11, and then I left.
Did you buy any stuff you didn't need?
Very little, actually.
Oh, so you bought something. So you feel obligated to buy something.
Yeah, I bought a coax stripper and a DC 12-volt outlet for like a car outlet that I can put inside here in the shack.
Oh yeah. So what was her name? That coax stripper.
I'll never tell.
Very good. Yeah, you gotta. I actually went to down to down there in Alabama the last time in which is a big event. I bought nothing. Can you imagine? I went there and bought absolutely nothing except a cup of coffee.
Huntsville.
Yeah, in Huntsville. Can you imagine? I went down there and bought nothing.
Well, last time I went to Huntsville, I upgraded extra.
Ah, well, see, you didn't have to buy nothing. You could just walk away happy.
I did. It's a good trip.
Yeah, well, in fact, that's a big trip for you. It's another, well, it's another hour added to it. I mean, coming down here, but versus going down there. I mean, from here, it's, I forget what it is. I forget what it is, 2 hours, maybe? But you add another hour to that.
Yeah, it was a good trip, though. Except for coming back, there was an accident. They routed us up over an overpass.
Ooh, yeah. Not good. Well, just be happy you weren't involved recently in that issue over there with a landslide over on 24.
No, I don't want no part of that.
No, your signal started to degrade there a little, but it was good up until then with a good readable signal. For those who couldn't hear, that was Stephen, Kilo 4 Whiskey Kilo uniform, and he's up just a little bit north of Bowling Green. He's a good distance from farthest north person on the net, usually. In fact, I think always when he's checking in. All right, very good, Steve. That's Kilo 4 Whiskey Kilo uniform, just north of Bowling Green. Who else north of Mount Juliet? Nothing else north. One more time.
WB0NOA.
Hey, how you doing, Mark?
Good. Good evening, Paul. Doing good. Just sitting here, kind of listening. Kind of quiet out there tonight.
Yeah, it is a little quiet tonight. It looks a little slim on the check-ins, but we're not. While I keep track, I don't get depressed if there's fewer than normal or more than normal, and I'm just happy we're be able to be out here on the air.
Yep. I'll see a couple of them down in Tullahoma next week. I think I'm going to go down for that.
Yeah, I don't think I can make it, but it'd be nice to go down there. I don't know that I'm in the mood to spend much money or any money for that matter at the moment, but never know. So, but things are going good for you otherwise?
Going good. Just still retired. I'm thinking about going to apply for a job at Walmart.
I don't think I could stand being a greeter.
I've been practicing.
Actually, if somebody's paranoid and they're walking into Walmart, they have good reason to be. Every time I walk in there, the guy's staring. It's like he's watching me walk in. I'm thinking, you really don't have to do that.
Yeah, he's really not a greeter. He's a watcher.
Well, they want to make sure. It's really funny. It's a great. I don't know that any other store did that before Walmart. That they'd have somebody who's keeping an eyeball on people as they walk in. It's like we're watching you, but we're pretending we're being nice guys.
Yeah, well, they watch you until you get what you went after, and then there's nobody to pay for it.
Yeah, well, it's obviously they must be doing something right, because that's one of the big problems in retail, of course, is as they call it, shrinkage.
Oh yeah. Oh well. Anyway, I guess we'll survive. There was quite an article, I guess, on the news tonight about the failing retail businesses and how online sales are taking over, virtually everything, I guess.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I said there was Gap and one of the big shoe stores. They closed something like 450 stores nationwide, announced in the last few days.
Yeah. And, I guess I'm guilty of it too. And I was sitting here telling my wife, I said, we seem to get a box every day from Amazon. And it's usually just dumb stuff, nothing I'm in a hurry for. And then Amazon said, well, they're spending too much money on boxes and creating a big carbon footprint, so they're going to try to go to 1 day a week delivery. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess it is. I mean, yeah, they do a good job, but I've noticed, but some of the retailers that we get stuff in here, including Amazon, they'll send sometimes, I don't mean to exaggerate, but it's like they send a pencil in a box that's 10 by 10 by 10.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get them too. And then I don't know what to do with the cardboard, so I try to bundle it up, and then there's really no place to take it around here.
Well, in Mount Juliet, they have separate areas for paper and cardboard and all that stuff. So over the dump here in south of Mount Juliet here, we take it. It's the Wilson County dump.
Yeah, I think there was one out there off 109 somewhere, wasn't there?
Yeah, it's east on. It's in the Suggs Creek area, and I forget the name of that road. It's the dump road, whatever it's called. I forget.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll all survive it, I guess. Well, have a good evening. I'll just sit back and listen for a while. WB0NOL.
Yeah, very good. For those that I'm pretty sure everybody could hear Mark, that's a great signal. Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar, and he's over in Hermitage. Who else? Anybody else north of Mount Juliet?
KB9RKK.
Hey, how you doing there? You're not out of town, right?
No. I just walked in the door. I tried checking in mobile, but Mark stopped me.
Okay, very good. Yeah, you're doing fine. How is that Tuesday night net on the? You are participating in that emergency preparedness net?
Yeah, yeah. I'll be doing it in the thing next month because we take turns. But yeah, we got like 2 or 3 check-ins, so we're trying to grow it.
Oh yeah, no, it's one of those things. We were on this net. We were averaging about 12 check-ins up through the 3-year mark. You can imagine. And now here we are with somewhere between 15 and 30 on average. I think the average is probably 20 something. I just don't, like I said, I don't really keep the stats that closely, but I keep a log, and I guess I could look at it. But it takes a while to get people used to checking into something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And and there's many nets and many activities and family and everything else. So it's kind of hard. And also, it's UHF, so that by itself limits you.
Yeah, that's right. It does. And plus, you're hoping that since it is an Aries event, correct?
Yeah, the 105 is the actual official Aries net information. But yeah, it is part of that. It's part of the EOC, and it is the Aries group that that's running it. It's just that is our other frequency. Like if there's a weather event, that's where we do some of the spotters. We'll talk to each other, so it's not on the main repeater.
No, I got you. No, you're right though. It's just like I said, it's a matter of time and a matter of just repetitiveness and getting out, getting the word out to the people in Wilson County, and I'll do my part in helping that out. I mean, we've got 70 something people on our email list, so that's helpful. I hope.
Most definitely, and it's appreciated. And it's again, it's we've got 2 of them. It's not perfect. We're trying to get it there. We're right now is the 105 machine is down. It's getting moved here. Nothing, that's in the works. We just were at the meeting today. So that being the main repeater that's for Aries in the county, that's got to get taken care of ASAP.
Yeah, I got you. Now, you guys seem like you're headed in the right direction there, and doing that separate emergency preparedness net on those other 2 repeaters probably a good idea. And that way, well, again, if I'm not saying every ham should have VHF and UHF, but it's kind of become the norm to have both.
Yeah, and but just like when we do the sideband net, right? It reduces. What do we got? 5 to 8. Sometimes you get the same effect, not quite as drastic when you do the 440. Not just the range, but the equipment is not there. A lot of the new guys don't have it, but with the the Baofangs, whatever, they do dual band. So, but with that said, the topography. If you run well, what do we call it? The simulation, kind of like the website that you have on your site to do a map. I was there. I ran some simulations with the county guys, and it would take 3 UHF repeaters to adequately cover this county.
Oh wow! I'm not surprised though, unless you had a lot of elevation somewhere, and I'm not letting you use my house either.
No, that's about Defiance, Jennings Knob, and Taylorsville. You would with all 3 of them, we could cover everything but part of Statesville. But even their commercial stuff doesn't cover that one spot. They have to use cell phones themselves. There's just no way to get radio signal down in that hole.
I got you. Well, very good. Like I said, we'll help promote that, and I hope it goes well for everybody. Appreciate you being there. Appreciate what you guys are doing over there with the county. That was Frank, Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo Kilo Kilo, and he's up in the northwest part of Wilson County. Is there anybody else north? Anybody else? Well, late check-ins in. Any place, anywhere, please come now. I heard something click. Say again. Nothing heard. Is that a relay in there, or I just hearing somebody clicking? Well, very good. We had a whopping 15, and I guess we need to go on move. I forgot to mention we're doing 2 other things tonight. Is the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net. I don't know if is there anybody who has anything. We're going to follow that up with the 144, 240 upper sideband net. Who else we got in there on the buy, sell, swap, and sell? Anybody that got anything to want to buy or want to sell?
W4AWE checking in late.
All righty. It's going to cost you more if you got something to sell.
Let's see. I still got a Yaesu FT991. What all did I miss tonight?
What did you miss? Nothing so far. You just jumped in there on the buy, sell, swap, and swindle portion, but you're number 16 on the list for checking.
Sounds good.
All right. And by the way, that's John, Whiskey 4 Alpha, Whiskey Echo, and he was just checking in, but he's also got an FT991 all set, practically new in box for, what was the price again, John, before I say it wrong?
800.
$800. That radio would normally sell for somewhere around $1,000. Being the condition it's in, it's all been upgraded and ready to roll. Anyway, you can contact him through QRZ. His email's good there. Has anybody else got anything to sell? Anything they want to buy for free? It's not. All right. There's one thing then. We had the FT991 by John, Whiskey 4 Alpha, Whiskey Echo. Trying to sell that FT991, which is a good buy at $800. It's a nice radio. You can look it up on Gigaparts or Rig Picks or wherever. It's a beautiful rig. Well, then we'll move right over to the sideband net, which is 144.240 upper sideband. 144.240. If anybody have any questions about that?
And did we miss late check-in, Paul?
Oh, you're there now. You caught me right at the right time there, Mary.
Okay, perfect. We're just lollygagging around over here in Bellshire. And I was like, I think we missed it. Anyway, hello to you and the gang, and good to hear everybody today. I'll make it quick so you can get on to the other side, and I'll pass it to Marty. You all have a great evening, K4OEN, clear?
Yeah, very good, Mary. I look forward to Marty. Good to have you in there.
K4BQK, and I'll be there listening to you.
Very good. And I guess you're going to have, you'll be walking that dog with a couple of coats on in a couple of mornings when it's 17 degrees out.
Yeah, you got a pair of boots that I can put on her?
Probably not that dog size. No, my feet are a little bigger than that dog, but yeah, they like that cold weather, doesn't she?
Yeah, she likes the cold and to run in the cold and the snow.
Yeah, it's fun to watch those kind of dogs. A shepherd is usually, they don't mind cold at all. The heat that bothers them.
Right now, she's laying on the hearth and on front of the car in the hearth.
That's sucking up all that heat, huh?
Oh yeah, she can do it. She lays down on the hearth, and her fur is getting very hot. I think she'll burst into flames, but she don't ever do it.
Well, she must like it. Otherwise, she'd know enough to get off of there, I would think. Well, very good. Good to have you in there, Marty and Mary. And that's Kilo Delta 4 Oscar Echo November, Mary, and Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Quebec Kilo, both in Bellshire. And on the lollygagger portion of the net, they did fine, caught us just in time. Is there any other, in fact, I didn't call for the lollygaggers, lurkers, sandbaggers, scanner listeners, SDR donglers, preppers, and end time survivalists. Nothing heard. Let's move over to the sideband net. That's upper sideband 144.240. It'll give me just a second, and I'll move there myself. K4PEW closing down this portion of the net, moving over to sideband. This is, who is this? It's W4, it's K4 PEW at the Mount Juliet Simplex Net on sideband 144.240. Who do we have north of Mount Juliet Road? Hey, good signal in there, Frank. Who else north of Mount Juliet? Over to the west of Mount Juliet, please, west of Wilson, please come down.
W4AWE.
Hey, John, I assume you're hearing Frank all right over there in up in northwest of Wilson. You were hearing Frank okay?
For some reason I'm not.
Aha. Frank, are you up full power?
Yeah, I'm in full power. KB9RKK.
All righty. Well, John, are you hearing John? Say that again.
Yeah, he's down in kind of low, but I can hear him.
Were you hearing him any better, John?
Yeah, I've got a good copy now.
All righty. I don't know what happened there, but okay, now we got it. All right. Who else we got west of Mount Juliet? South of Mount Juliet, south of Wilson County, south of I-40. Anybody south, please come in. Then east of Mount Juliet Road, please come in. I think we lost everybody. Anybody, any place, anywhere, anyhow on the Mount Juliet, a upper sideband portion of the Simplex Net. Well, there's only three of us in there tonight, guys. We got me, K4PEW, Frank, KB9RKK, that's Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo, and John, Whiskey 4 Alpha, Whiskey Echo. Is there anybody else hanging out there as lollygaggers? Got nothing. Sure, that is the right frequency, isn't it? Just want to make sure I wasn't dreaming here. Anybody else interested in checking in on the upper sideband portion of the Simplex Net? Okay, is there any lollygaggers or anybody else? Everybody else. That's small. I think that's the smallest upper sideband that we've had. But anyway, very good. So we've got, I can hear you guys and you can hear me. So we've got a grand total of 3 tonight. I should have made a better announcement at the front end. I neglected to do that. All right. Good to have you in there, Frank. Good to have you in there, John. And we'll hope for better times next Saturday.
All right, good night. KB9RKK on sideband.
Say that again, John?
It's like it was a triangular net.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he's that's just funny. That's a small one. Last week I think we had 7 or we might have had 8, I think. I forget what we had, and I'd have to look, but no, look forward to next week's net, and I look forward to what's going on here as the week progresses. Good to have you in there, John. Good to have you in there, Frank. K4PEW closing that net. I'm going back to 146,415.
Yeah, W4AWE clear. I'll go back and monitor FM.
K4PEW, listening.
W4AWE. So where did everybody go?
I don't know. I probably erred in not announcing that at the front end, and when we finished the FM portion of the net is when I remembered, and I think maybe people took off at that point and forgot about it.
Yeah, that'd be a good reason for somebody to buy that FT991. It's sort of handy having all modes.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I have had all modes for as long as I've had Min and Ham. You know, I don't think if I've been on AM once, I don't remember. I've listened to AM, but I've never transmitted.
Yeah, I actually got on AM, I guess it was the last week in January when they did that AM rally, and had quite a few contacts. It was sort of interesting, and I was using an ICOM 7300, and people said it sounded really good.
Well, AM sounds pretty good anyway, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And but you know, I saw something on YouTube. The guy up in the Northeast who sort of organized it posted some statistics scanned, and it's surprising how many older, like E.F. Johnson Rangers are out there that people are still using. And a couple of guys I've talked to were using those, and they did sound great.
Yeah, I've never used one, and I've seen them. I've never handled one, but it would be kind of neat if there were a revival of that. But you know what's funny to me is that so many aspects of the hobby have gotten big in the digital modes. When I say digital, the digital HF modes and the digital modes in FM, HF, VHF. And so there's a lot more diversions, the distractions in ham radio. So it's almost as if sometimes you think that AM has been neglected.
Yeah, but it is interesting. It's like in the whole world of audio and the music business back in I guess it was sometime in the early '80s when everybody in the industry basically proclaimed that vinyl records were absolutely dead, and they have made a massive resurgence.